Come on, you guys know what that music means. It means it's time for the Don Lemon Show. Lemon live at 5. Hey, I'm just trying to get excited or have some positivity in the day. I mean, the Lord rose yesterday, right? On the third day. But my goodness, what is happening on this fourth day? I mean, what is going on here? Seriously. J.D. Vance goes to visit the Pope, and then all of a sudden, Pete Hegseth is on another signal, another app, and then, then there's rumors that they're looking for his replacement. I mean, not even rumors, it's a report. Wow. And then the stock market. Holy shamoly. Don't look at it. Don't look. I would not look. I would avert your eyes and just let me talk about it. Okay? And then on top of that, I got the perfect people to respond. Our Lemon Legends are here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're here. And we will get to the legends momentarily because they are on the show as well. So my reporters, my co-hosts are here. My eyes and ears, my correspondents out in the field. Good evening, Don and Lemon Nation, for TD Woolley. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe because it does affect the algorithm. The membership link is at the top of the chat. Did you hit the like or the thumbs up yet? And it's only Monday, Samara. See, you're right. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and become a member as well. We really appreciate it. That's what keeps us streaming. And if you hit that thumbs up or the like button, then more people become aware of what we're doing here. And we want them to. I mean, we're doing so well. We have sponsors, which you will hear from a little bit later on. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Are we about to witness the first major ouster of the Trump administration? Signs point to yes. You know that whole thing, I'm stand behind him, I stand behind. And then it's like, well, I had to do something. They stand behind until they don't. They stand behind until they don't. Is Pete Hegseth about to bite the dust? That's the question. That is what everyone is talking about in Washington and around the country right now. That and, of course, the Pope and other things. Signalgate 2.0, or what people are calling Whiskey Leaks 2, shaking up to be one of the biggest scandals. I should say shaking out to be one of the biggest scandals yet for the second Trump White House. And that's saying something. But first, we got to talk about the economy because the market cratered yet again today. Look at this. Look at the Dow. The Dow Jones finished more than 970 points down as of now. Can we show it? Do we have the Dow?
We do not. Stand by. I will see what I can find.
Well, yeah, 970 points down. Don't worry about it. That's okay. But I'd like to see where it is or where we ended. 970 points down as of now. The Dow is on track to have its worst April since 1932. I know better than the economists. I know better than the generals. Trust me. I know. These tariffs are going to make everybody's going to come to the table quick. I'm going to get the economy back on track. You're going to have so much money. The prices of everything is going to go down. I mean, I'm just telling you. What happened? The farmers are all ticked off. The Wall Street bros and the finance people are all ticked off. People are looking at their portfolios and going, oh my gosh, if you're lucky enough to have a retirement, you're freaked out. Yes. Mojo, what a shit show this is. Way to go, winning at losing, says Faith Lucas. Right on, right on. So I hate to start off on a bad note, but I got to tell you the truth. I always do. You know that. I'm sorry. And let me just apologize from the very beginning. And look, don't mind the haters that are in the chat because they're still going to hate. They're still going to call us names. Folks in the chat, they're still going to, they're the people who have the Trump derangement syndrome because they're going to, look, these people are going to start eating. We're all going to have to eat ramen noodles soon for dinner if it continues to go this way. As I said, the Dow is on track to have its worst April since 1932. He's great for the economy. Donald Trump is great for the economy. He knows what he's doing. Just wait to see. Just hold on a minute. It's going to be a little pain, but just hold on. Okay, it has been, 3 weeks now? What is the chosen one doing? Okay, everybody. I hate to do this to you, but watch it and weep. Here we go.
Which are very unwelcome on this Monday afternoon. The Dow is down 1,270 points right now, so we're at session lows. And if we close here, it will be the 11th 1,000-point drop in the Dow's history, and it's the 4th this month. Now, the S&P broad market, here's what you need to know: down 3% and down 16% from the 52-week high. We're about 200 points above the intraday low of 49.10 on April 8th. Keep these in mind as people look for a retest, and is that an entry point? The Nasdaq is the worst of the major averages, led lower by Nvidia and Tesla. Tesla down 7% ahead of its earnings tomorrow. And of course, check the yield on the 10-year, because unlike most previous stock sell-offs, where you at least get some cushion here, nope, not getting it today. 440. This time treasuries are being sold as investors sell stocks as well. Dollars down, yields are higher.
We're winning, right? This is winning. This is winning so much that we're tired of winning. While the 4th, you caught that, right? You caught that. It is the 11th in history. Now imagine, 11th in history. And out of those 11, almost half, not quite, 4, you can say a third, a bit more than a third, between a third and a half, right? The 4th, just this month. Are you guys sure? You sure this guy knows what he's doing? 4th this year. You guys sure he knows what he's doing? Did they say the 4th this year or the 4th this month? I thought they said the 11th in history and then the 4th this month. That's what I heard. But maybe my ears are not good. So people were asking about, yes, a free fall, says Sawanya Parks, but people, it's like everyone else who is not like in the cult, who hasn't been hypnotized, I know it's hypnotized, but everyone who has not been hypnotized, they're like, what is going on? And the other folks are like, oh, it's okay. It's totally fine. It's going to be okay. Really? Are you sure about that? Oh my God, I'm never going to be able to retire, says 1971 Black. But here's the thing. Maybe, I don't know if this offers you any comfort. A lot of people won't. I guess that. Yeah, you can't make this shit make sense, says Snugglebug 624. I agree with you. But there are people who still are trying to make it make sense. Are we great yet? That is a great question, Jenny Devine. Are we great yet? By the way, if you want us to read your comments, come over to the YouTube. If you're a member or if you subscribe, they are prioritized and we will read them. I'm tired of all the damn winning, says 1971 Block. I am tired too. We're winning so much, but I can't stand it. So people asked about a recession. You asked about a recession. You're worried about inflation. Okay, God, I hate to do this to you. It's just Monday. Okay, read it and weep, or listen and weep. Here it is.
In that hand and made it worse.
So what do you think it means for the economy now?
I think we're jumping into recession. You never just glide in. We're going into it right now.
Back up. Stop. Back it up.
I think you'll see.
Stop. Y'all heard that, right? From the beginning. Y'all heard that. I want you to hear every single word, because I've been saying, as it relates to authoritarianism, autocracy, dictatorship, I believe we're already there. And I said, I believe we're already in a recession, but we're just like pretending that we're not somehow in. I'm not an economist person, but I know how people feel, right? Remember during Biden, people were like, well, you can't tell that. I said, well, the numbers are way better. The economy is doing well. We have the best economy in the world, but you can't tell people how they feel, Don. You can't tell people what's in their wallet. I can't, you're right. But the math then. The math ain't mathing now. So is it just a feeling that you had that you were doing poorly or worse under Biden? And then now that the numbers show that you are doing worse under Trump, now you're like, oh, are you out there saying, now we have so much money under Trump? Are you saying that? Or are you saying, oh, my God, I don't have as much money under Trump? Are you saying that? Or no, what are you saying? What are you saying? Think about it. Hopefully, knock, knock, knock. Hopefully, I have disabused, or this whole episode disabuses some of these MAGA brain people doing as it relates to the economist, that he is a good businessman, that he is good at what he does. Because what he does is he's bad at what he does. That's what he's known for. Now, I want you to just sit back. Everybody, open your ears. Listen to what this man is saying right now on the clip from the Business Channel. You ready to go? Play it.
And they've taken that hand and made it worse.
So what do you think it means for the economy now?
I think we're jumping into recession. You never just glide in. We're going into it right now. I think you'll see housing continue to slow down given the elevated interest rate outlook. So new home sales probably slow down. Investment spending is likely going to drop meaningfully. I mean, you're already seeing that across a range of surveys. And I think employment will be the next thing that moderates. Job finding rates have collapsed. Quits rates are collapsing. I mean, this is it's not a good situation. So I don't like playing this sort of ridiculous game about 50% chance over the next 12 months. I mean, we're in it. Mm-hmm. We're in it. And the only
I'm not going to beat you over the head with this, but maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. I like this guy because I don't like to sugarcoat, even when you don't like it. I'm only going to tell you, oh, we jumped, says Donna. Yes, Dana. I'm only going to tell you the things that you really need to know about. And this is one. We are there. I want you to listen to this man. Now, some of you are probably listening to him, and then you drifted a bit because that happens. That happens to me because you get stuck on something they say before and you don't hear everything. Nikki, can you just roll that back? I want to play it again for everyone. Listen to what he's saying. He's not only talking about the stock market. He's talking about retirement. He's talking about housing. He's talking about employment or unemployment, all rolled into one, and the cost of things in one fell swoop, one soundbite. Play it again, please.
that hand and made it worse.
So what do you think it means for the economy now?
I think we're jumping into recession. You never
We're back at the whole stop. Now he's saying that they took the hand that they had, which was Biden's hand. Go to the beginning so they can hear that. He's saying also, I failed to add that they took the hand that they were dealt and they made it worse. How do you take the hand that you are dealt and make it worse? Well, perhaps if you bankrupt casinos and you bankrupt businesses like a bunch of times, that's what you do. You take what you have and you make it worse. So the people who voted for him and who still support him, what they're supporting is what Donald Trump does worse, and that is business. This is what he does in business. This is exactly what he's doing. This is like, the farmers and the other folks who are like, I didn't think the tariffs would affect me, the business owners who voted. I hear them all over the internet now. And look, I want people to be able to feed their families. But what you voted for is a person who's a bad businessman, and you voted for tariffs because he told you what he was going to do. And his record, the numbers show, numbers don't lie, it's arithmetic, that he's not good at what he does. Or he's not good. He is not a good businessman. He is good at what he does. And that is tanking things. That is bankrupting things. That is owing people money. That is not paying them. That is demonizing people. That is not having a moral core. That is not really having an ideological core. His core is whatever is good for me, whatever puts me in power. He will tank the economy just to prove a point that he believes he's right. So very beginning, listen to this guy. It's all wrapped up into this one soundbite. I could just rip the whole show off this one soundbite. Here it is.
And they've taken that hand and made it worse.
So what do you think it means for the economy now?
I think we're jumping into recession. You never just glide in. We're going into it right now. I think you'll see housing continue to slow down given the elevated interest rate outlook. So new home sales probably slow down. Investment spending is likely going to drop meaningfully. I mean, you're already seeing that across a range of surveys. And I think employment will be the next thing that moderates. Job finding rates have collapsed. Quits rates are collapsing. I mean, this is it's not a good situation. So I don't like playing this sort of ridiculous game about 50% chance over the next 12 months. I mean, we're in it. Mm-hmm. We're in it.
Yeah, they are quiet, and I'm quiet too. Because it didn't have to be this way. And it's not just because, you voted for this, but it's because you continue to make excuses for it. You continue to say, you know what, you continue to believe that someone knows something, that you just hold out hope in that person. This person knows. They know. Yeah, I just think that they know. He's got something up his sleeve. When people have something up their sleeve, what are you saying? The people who have things up their sleeves are magicians. He's not a magician. Will the economy eventually correct itself? Yes. Somehow something will happen and we will get through this, but not without a lot of fallout, collateral damage, which is the American people, which he's using as leverage. And he's using you as leverage, as I've been telling you, and collateral damage and collateral. And then you become the collateral damage. That's what is happening right now. He's got something out to say, hey, take 2 of these and then 2 of these, and I swear you're going to feel better. And it's a placebo. So how do you explain to the American people, to your friends and neighbors, I saw someone who said something really, really, really poignant that I'd been saying it, but I was not as articulate as the person who said this, because there was a guy on the internet. I think I played it last week. He had like an automobile shop, and there's something about brakes or something, whatever. And he was mad. He said, I can't believe that people are rooting for me to laughing because I'm a small business and that I'm hurting. And the people said, we're not laughing at you, but you're complaining now when everybody told you what was going to happen. And you're saying the part out loud and you can't even hear yourself, but you're like, you said, I thought there would be a plan. Do you guys remember that guy that I talked about last week, producers, where he said, I thought there would be a plan, basically thinking I'm not going to be the person that this affects. And then you turn out to be the exact person that it affects. And then you get mad because people are like, hey, look, dude, we told you, and now you're here and you're mad at us for telling you, hey, when you were the ones who were calling people names, calling them woke, all kinds of things. And now you want people to feel sorry for you. Okay, I do. I feel sorry for you. But what I feel sorry the most is that somehow you were gullible enough and you believed it. But what the person said was so smart. They said, hey, sir, I'm not making fun or taking glee in your situation. But what you should know is that I actually voted for you. Do you hear me that? Do you hear me TikTok? Do you hear me YouTube? Do you hear me Instagram? Do you hear me Facebook? Do you guys hear me? I voted for you and your well-being and your interests and your family and your wallet and your children and your health care. I voted for you. But you voted against me. You actually voted not for any of that, but because of you had an idea in your head that you were sold, that you thought that they were going to do something different, that exactly what they said to you was not going to happen. That's what you thought. Hey, man, I voted for you. I voted for you. I voted for your family. I voted for your farm. I voted for your business. I voted for you. Well, who'd you vote for? You voted for exactly what you're experiencing now. And now you want to demonize me for saying, hey, man, say, man, I told you. What'd you expect? You want me to feel sorry for you now? Now you want me to dig you out? Now you want me to do all these things? Think about that. Think about that. I want you to think about that. For all the people who are now complaining that this is not what they thought was going to happen, this is not what they wanted, I don't understand it, there was a plan supposed to be in place. That's what you voted for. And you also voted for this. You also voted for this. Can we put up the NPR article about Trump looking to, go ahead, exclusive. The White House is looking to replace Pete Hegseth as defense secretary. Remember when people said, these people? They're not qualified? You're like, no, yeah, that's what they need. Okay, they are qualified. Okay. And now there's another signal gate, and there are other reasons I will tell you in a minute, and why Pete Hegseth may be the next one who hears, you're fired. From that very show that fooled you into believing that Donald Trump was a great businessman and had all the plans. When it was a TV show, it was a reality show, but highly produced and scripted. But they hired someone that they thought was a buffoon, just like I guess what he's doing now. Or I should say, all right, that they hired, that they're like, this guy will say anything. He's a caricature of what people think a rich man is like and what a businessman is like. He knows what he's doing. And by the way, probably all the people who were in on him being hired for that role, they knew about all of the bankruptcies and all of that, which was kind of the irony of it all. Hold that thought. Because speaking of businesses, okay, I am so happy that support for this show today, support comes from what? Shopify. Now, here's the thing. Whether you are new in business or you're trying to redo your business or whatever it is, you may be a new entrepreneur, kind of new like me, and you need to figure out a way, hey, how can I grow my business? This isn't as easy as people. No, you may not have thought. This is actually harder than I thought because you have to do all of these things to be able to start a business. And so here I am. And by the way, in the beginning of this new business that I had started, right? We're still in the beginning, a year or so in, I will be using Shopify that will help make my dreams come true. I'm never going to give you an ad on this program that I don't believe in or just because. So we will be using Shopify for our merch that's going to come out. So starting a business, as you know, can be overwhelming. You're going to need a website. You need a pay system. I mean, we're going through all of that. You're going to need a logo. We went through that. You need a way to advertise to new customers. We are still going through that. You got to find new customers. You got to figure out things to do. It can all be overwhelming and confusing, but thankfully this is where today's sponsor, Shopify, comes in. Shopify makes it super easy to create your own website, easy to set up your merch store. I wish I had known in the beginning because I went through so many iterations of websites. I had to find someone who, like, I let my name lapse and all of that stuff. But if you go to Shopify, they can help you with that stuff. All right, they can help you with that stuff. So Shopify makes it super easy to create your own website, easy to set up your own merch store. Stand by for news, everybody. Once we have our Don Lemon Show merch, we're going to be sure to set the commerce site using Shopify. That is the truth. Shopify is a commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Allbirds and Untuckit to brands just getting started. Okay? So if you need a hand, if you need AI tools, they can make beautiful templates for you. If people haven't heard about your brand, Shopify helps you to find your customers with easy to run email and social media campaigns. And if you get stuck, they can help you out because they have 24/7 customer support. So turn your dreams into ka-ching. Turn your dreams one more time into ka-ching and give them the best shot to success. That is with Shopify. So sign up for your $1 per month trial. That's $1 per month. Man, that's good. And start selling today at shopify.com/lemon. Go to shopify.com/lemon. Okay? Shopify.com/lemon and turn your dreams into a ka-ching. So thank you. So that's my business. We're running it. We're scaling it. We're doing okay over here. We're doing great over here on the Don Lemon Show. So thank you for that. All right. So everybody, can we just be on in an honest moment? There's no hubris in these streets. Can we just say thank you to whatever it is that you serve, that we have sponsors and that we are thriving in this very tough environment and that we're all going to be okay. I mean that. When I first started, it's like, when are the sponsors going to come in? They're like, you got to build, then you'll get sponsors. So thank the Lord. Here we go. And we also have very, very, very much great support from you. So become a member. It helps us stay out in the streets. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and the like buttons. And make sure you follow us on all of our social and digital platforms, okay? So thank you for supporting the Don Lemon Show, the Don Lemon channel, for becoming a member of the Lemon Nation, becoming a Lemon Head. I love it. Our Lemon Legends are coming up. As a matter of fact, the Lemon Legends, let's show their faces right now, are joining me. Hi, Legends! How are you guys?
Hey, Don.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Don.
Hey,
This is-
everybody.
Hi,
Hey,
this is the
everybody.
highest.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Don. Hello,
This is-
Don.
Oh my gosh, see, I can't even get it. This is the highest tier of our membership. Right here, the folks who supported us. And guys, you started from the beginning. Remember, no sponsors. Now we have sponsors. Shouldn't we be grateful? And we should thank not only the Lemon Legends or whatever, we should thank the manna that we have from heaven. Correct? You always have to be grateful for where you are, and we're going to continue to build. Okay, so Legends, let me tell this story, and then I want to hear what you have to say about the economy and this story. So put that NPR story back up. So exclusive, the White House is looking to replace Pete Hegseth as defense secretary. Okay, and so this was updated a little bit later on today, but this was the report. Again, this is NPR's reporting, and once a drip starts, the White House has begun the process of looking for a new leader at the Pentagon to replace Pete Hegseth. That's according to a U.S. official who was not authorized to speak publicly. This comes as Hegseth, is again mired in controversy over sharing military operational details in a group chat. Remember, this is like Groundhog Day. It happened, and I told you it would happen again. It's going to keep happening. Something will eventually come out. The source said that Hegseth used the Signal messaging app on his personal smartphone, scroll up please, detailing minute by minute classified information about airstrikes on Houthi targets in Yemen. It happened at about the same time in March that Hegseth shared similar details with top White House officials in a different Signal chat group that accidentally included a journalist. That leak, hours before airstrikes hit, could have endangered U.S. pilots if that information about the timing of strikes was intercepted by U.S. adversaries. Already, the Houthis have twice shot down American Predator drones. The White House is standing by. Caroline Leavitt denied that there was an effort to replace Hegseth. She wrote on the X, Trump stands strong behind him. Speaking to reporters at the White House, Trump backed Hegseth and said concerns over the Signal chats are a waste of time until they're not a waste of time. The first GOP congressman is now calling on Hegseth to go. Don Bacon, who chairs HASC's Cyber Subcom, becomes the first Republican to say Hegseth should go. In a combo, just now he tells me, I'm not going to tell the White House how to manage this, but I find it unacceptable and I wouldn't tolerate it if I was in charge. It looks like there's a meltdown going on at the Pentagon, he said. noting that this is one of the many reasons why many Hill R's, meaning Republicans, were privately uneasy with the defense secretary's nomination in the first place. But don't they only have themselves to blame because they were privately uneasy, but yet, right? Someone said, yeah, they still voted for him. There's a lot of smoke, a lot coming out of the Pentagon. And I got to believe there's some fire there somewhere. As for Hegseth's use of signal, he is acting like he is above the law. And that shows an amateur person. Oof.
Oh my God.
Yeah. One more thing, legends, before I bring you in. This is Ambassador. Remember, we had Ambassador John Bolton on last week. He was on this show and he talked about how he thought it was, he said, I'm paraphrasing here, but kind of a novice thing. It was like, people who are incompetent, or it's just like you don't have the experience. This is Ambassador Bolton. He was on with my friend, the Brianna Keeler, on the CNN earlier today. He said, also saying Hegseth should resign.
Think that Hegseth should step down?
Well, by the way, Yuliad is the fifth person in his inner circle who's now resigned. I think Hegseth should resign. I don't think he's going to. He may leave at some point because I think he's used up his bank account with Donald Trump. Trump doesn't want to have to waste his resources defending his people, and that's now what he's doing on Hegseth. But I think Trump is bound and determined not to show weakness, which is what he's worried he would do if he fires Hegseth or anybody else. So I think Hegseth has a shelf life of undetermined length, but it's not going to be much longer, would be my guess. 3 months, 4 months, something like that, likely.
You hear the talking point. We just heard it from Hegseth, Levitt, and Trump himself, which is that they're blaming people who are just upset that he's trying to implement institutional change. What do you think of that argument?
Well, again, these 5 people are all people he brought in and who have said they're in favor of the change that he's trying to make. They just don't think he's qualified to do it. I think it's a very weak response when Hegseth can't even manage and hold together the people he himself is responsible for hiring. It's sort of like the same problem his boss seems to have.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, this morning, producers, if you can get it, Hegseth, his spokesman slams him in an op-ed. Former spokesperson, then now is former, and really likes Hegseth and really likes Trump, but slammed him in a political article this morning. Okay, so I'm going to go around here, and you tell me if I don't call your name, but I just want to hear a yes or a no. Okay, and just say yes or no. Keisha, should Hegseth resign?
Yes.
Camille.
Yes.
Maureen.
Yes. Yes.
May Money.
Yes.
Roseanne.
Without a doubt.
Andrea. Yes, you're muted, Andrea, but you said yes, right?
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, make sure you're unmute. Darlena.
Yes.
Jim, how are you? Welcome back. You're muted.
I'm a big no.
All right. What did you say? Yes
I
or
want
no?
to explain why later. No.
I will. He shouldn't resign. Okay, got it. Kim Page.
Yes.
Marlene.
Definitely.
Marty.
Yep.
Michelle.
Yes.
Naima.
1000% yes, he should.
Did I miss anybody else? Anybody?
Monique.
Monique.
Yes.
He should resign.
Yes.
Is that everybody? Jim, you're the lone man here. Why not?
Yes, sir. Did you ask
Why
me?
not?
I'm sorry.
I said, why not? You said you don't think he should resign.
Because if I were him, and I'm not saying that he's competent, I didn't say he's competent. I'm not saying that he's right for the job. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying if I were him, he's got the support of Trump. Trump will let him get away with anything like anybody else is close to Trump. So if you're Pete Hegseth, why would he resign? He's going to get a slap on the wrist. We're going to stop talking about this in 48 hours and everybody's going to be moved on.
No, I think you missed the question. I didn't say, do you think he will resign? I said, do you think he should resign?
Oh, I did miss the question. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, he's not fit for the office, but I don't think he's going to resign.
You don't think he's going to resign?
No.
You think it's going to blow over?
Yep. I think Trump already came out and said something about it, that he's standing by his guy. Yeah. It's all, it's a witch hunt. It's a hoax. It's fake news.
I think he should be fired and be in jail. That's what it needed to happen.
Go ahead, May Money. Talk to me.
Well, I was just saying, I think he should be fired and be in jail. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. And I'm really frustrated with that senator that said, oh, we can't tolerate this. Okay, so now you don't want to tolerate it? Okay. He already did this once. Like, who is going to trust us in the world when we got people on a drug dealer app with war plans? I mean, like, we have dug ourselves in the deepest fucking hole that you could ever find when it comes to anybody trusting this country ever again. Why would you trust anybody that behaves like this? I'm sorry. Like, we are too far gone on this road, and it's going to be hella hard to get our asses out of it. So I got more to say about the economy and stuff, but we can get to that. But that's pretty much where I'm starting, is this motherfucker need to go to jail. All these motherfuckers need to go to jail.
The interesting that I completely agree with you, but the interesting part about the reporting is there's supposed to be more. I mean, this is like the calls coming in from the House, and there's supposed to be more reporting this coming week about more stuff done. That's what I read this morning. So, I mean, I think he will do I don't think he will personally resign, but I think it's going to be some, ridiculous story that they come up with. But there's supposed to be more, and it's supposed to be worse, apparently.
Don.
Yeah.
Got a question. I mean, my biggest thing about this whole thing is the security of it all. Our people that, our soldiers that are overseas fighting these battles, blah, 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 you're putting out information that puts them in danger. The security of our nation is gone to crap. Because nobody trusts us, nobody wants to be allies with us, and now you're putting our servicemen at risk. If nothing else, he should have been fired. I don't know why Congress is not doing more. Even the Republicans, if you feel like you care anything about the servicemen overseas, this should have been a no-brainer the last time he did it.
Mm-hmm. Who else has something to say? Kim?
I do.
Go ahead. Who raised their hand? Go on.
Keisha.
I just wanted to say, since we know that Trump is a narcissist, the easy way to get rid of Hegseth is for the media to hammer home that this is Trump's fault. He nominated this guy to get appointed, and people on social media need to blast him as well. If he doesn't like to be looked at as a fool. So if we want Hegseth gone, we just need to make it clear that it's Trump's fault. He will get rid of him ASAP. It's
Who
easy.
else?
Yeah, I agree with Keisha. I was going to say that he will not die on that sword, Trump. If Hegseth turns out to be too much of a liability, I think he'll be gone. That's what I think.
Don, I just want to say, people need to understand that the Republican Party, that like whatever they remember it was, they're dead. I mean, I just want to share, like, I worked at the U.S. House of Representatives for 10 years. I started when Dick Armey was Speaker of the House. And I left
way back
when Boehner was Speaker. When John Boehner was Speaker. Those people are gone. And so I've lived through and seen so many things that occurred, that people were fired for less than this. So again, yeah, we can't depend on that side to step up and do anything about this. It's gonna really have to be something major, in my opinion. And this ain't major yet for them. I don't get the spear. I don't understand why you are wanting to be in office or hold on to your seat. I get the PowerPoint of it, but you got to live in this country too.
Mm-hmm.
And so if something bad pops off, you're gonna be right here with us.
Yep.
But
Yep.
obviously it's not critical to them. So I mean, I don't know, but stop depending on this MAGA party to step up to the plate.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Who else we got? Who else wants to say something? Go ahead.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump is destroying this country, and Pete Hegseth should resign. Donald Trump should step down. Everybody he nominated should leave. We need a new Supreme Court also. None of this is working. The prices of eggs are not lower. The planes are still crashing. The measles is still out of control in Texas. I think he doesn't know what he's doing. All these bankruptcies, if he couldn't run casinos, he cannot run our country. And he's also showing that he really doesn't like the United States.
Mm-hmm.
He's really showing he doesn't like our country.
No.
Yeah. Is anybody, have we exhausted here? Because I want to go on and talk about the economy unless someone really has something to say.
We're
all good.
Say, why you got to put the perspective. You're expecting a man to fire a man for leaks of confidentiality and things that could hurt the security of our nation. But this is the same man who had thousands of documents in ballrooms and in bathrooms at a club.
That's right.
At a resort. So, you know, there's no urgency here. There's no fire for Donald Trump. He doesn't see anything wrong with any of this.
Let's talk economy. Let's talk economy. Who wants to speak about the economy? I know that May Money said she did, but I want some folks who haven't had a chance to get on to talk about the economy. If you look, this is, as I said in the open, let me just refresh your memory. The market created again today. The Dow Jones finished more than 970 points down. As of now, the Dow is on track to have its worst April since 1932. This is the 11th time in history that something like this has happened. The 4th time this month or this year. I think it's this month, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Go ahead, May Money. Nobody else is raising their hand. What do you want to say?
Okay, I was just gonna say, well, a few things about this, and I'll try to keep them as concise as possible because this is crazy to me. I'm no expert on the economy at all. Actually, I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to all of these terms and things that go into it. But I know when the chart is red and it's going to the bottom and you can't even see the bottom of the chart, it looks, I'm pretty sure that's bad. So I'm just gonna assume that the red down arrows is not good. We can just start there. And I'm just like, it's very interesting to me because first of all, we already knew we were gonna go here. I mean, it's been very clear. I don't understand why people are so flabbergasted and it's really come down to something for me, and I want to present this as kind of a question to everyone, is like the selfishness, I guess it's not more of a question. It's the selfishness of this nation. Like we really fucked ourselves up because of how much we don't care about each other. And so that's why we got here. And so, yeah, like you were saying earlier, Don, like I voted for you, but you didn't vote for me. Like that's literally why we are here. The lack of community, the lack of empathy, it's like baked into our culture, and that's why we are here. And so I kind of wanted to bring that up as a part of this conversation.
Well,
Marlene, Posser.
Yes.
Go
I
ahead,
definitely
Marlene.
agree. Thank you. I definitely agree with what May Money says. I'm not an economic person. I'm just an everyday person. And, you know, sometimes you hear, even heard on this show, well, I'm going to be okay, you know, but it's like I'm thinking about other people because, you know, I'm on Social Security, be real transparent. I don't know which month I may not get paid. That's just something that I have to live with. But I'm not going to be fearful. But I agree that May Money said this is all because of people being jealous, thinking that other people have something that they want when they can get whatever they want to. This United States of America. I mean, MAGA's privilege. They can get whatever they want for the most part, and we can't. So me, I know what the problems are. I see them. They make me angry, but I'm trying to focus on solutions. What can I do to help? Like when those kids can't eat in school, you know, they took all that money away from Springfield, Massachusetts, where my grandson goes to school. Um, what if kids can't eat? How can I do something for the community to help them? So that's where I'm at. The economy is blown, America's blown, but I think that we can recover whenever this is over. It's just going to take a lot of us working together. Thank you.
Who else? Go ahead, Maria.
Just listening to all of you. It's not just about me, it's about everybody that is here and about our country. And I'm very concerned. I'm more concerned about children, such as I have a little nephew who has autism, and already you see certain programs are disappearing. I'm not an economist, and I couldn't speak to the money side of it, even though I don't even want to talk to the advisor I have right now for a while. And we got to work together. I don't understand the selfishness that's occurring right now and the cruelty.
I don't understand the delusion because remember the economy was so bad. Remember, everything is so bad under Biden. And then if you look at now, Roseanne, you're like, wait a minute. This is actually worse, but I don't hear anybody screaming that it's worse. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. Absolutely. You know, when you said at the top of the show that 1932 was the worst economy since, you know, where we are now. My grandfather, who came from Italy, committed suicide in 1934 because of the economy that they were experiencing. And he and my grandmother had bought a dairy, 79 acres, and all of that stuff. But it's not about, this isn't about me. The voters on the MAGA side, they thought that it would not affect them because I'm voting for him and he's going to do right by me. But my mother always used to tell me that when you point a finger at someone, you have three pointing back at you.
Right on.
And don't be stupid because it is going to come back to you. And that is what's happening. And he is making his friends richer again today, I'm sure, while the rest of us are all suffering. I'm with Marlene Prosser that, you know, I'm trying to help as much as I can. If I see someone that is in need, you know, I will reach out and give them some extra money or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not even talking to my advisor because I don't want to know. I wanted to retire this year, but I'm not going to be able to. So
my guy keeps emailing and I'm like, I don't want to talk.
Yeah, I
don't want to look. Just make sure that there's at least $1 or $2 in there by the time this is all over. I mean, Marty, I haven't heard from you. Marty, did you understand when I talked about the business owners and the people who are now complaining? They're not complaining about Donald Trump. They're complaining about people who are saying, hey, I told you so. They're mad at the people who said, I told you so, but he's not mad at Trump, which is weird.
Weird.
Yeah,
You're
no,
muted. No, you're not muted. Sorry, go on.
Sorry.
You're not muted.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not saying that we don't feel sorry for you, as you said. We're just saying, hey, we hope you have the day that you voted for, basically.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I am. It's frustrating to hear people say we're not in a recession yet. We're almost in a recession. We're not in a constitutional crisis. We're almost in a call a spade a spade. We're here. We're in a recession. We're having a constitutional crisis. We are here. I'm trying to sell my house at the moment. I'm relocating, and we've been having, showings pretty constantly. Last week went to a screeching halt. Nothing. We're
Really?
here. Yeah. Yeah. So they just need to call a spade a spade. We've arrived.
Yeah.
Now
Michelle,
what are we
how do
gonna
you
do?
feel about that?
I 100% agree. I'm a small business owner,
Oh, talk
and
to me. Talk to me.
yeah, I mean, I can tell you, kind of in tandem with, home sales, retail sales have stopped. I mean, it's just if people are not spending discretionary funds right now, they're starting to put back and figure out what they're going to do. And so, as a small business owner, I've been saying that we're here. We're definitely here.
How does it feel out there among because I'm sure you have friends and associates who have small businesses. How does it feel? Are you feeling the tariffs or are you just feeling people pulling back?
So I'm in the position just with what I do that I'm feeling more of the pullback in sales. I do have friends that, are in worse shape than myself. I'm fortunately not buying a lot of wholesale. So, I don't have stuff sitting out, waiting to come in. So I'm not in that sort of a mess. But, the other thing to take into consideration, especially for retail businesses, is, those individuals have leases or potential long-term commitments. And, with all of the uncertainty and everything that's going on, just trying to figure out how you're going to get through that or how you're going to navigate. And so, and just, yeah, we're here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did I leave anybody out? Did anybody not get a chance to speak on this?
I did want to talk about taxes since last week was tax day. I've been getting really angry when I think about how much money we pay in taxes and where the fuck is our money going? Like, why? Like, the fact that my taxes and everyone's taxes go to pay someone like Kristi Noem, who is evil and taking like influencer pics in front of people that have been in prison without due process, just pisses me off. And when I hear Caroline Levitt speak, and I think about the fact that like my money is going to pay this woman's salary, I just get so angry. And I don't want to get to the point where I'm like one of those people that's like, well, I'm just not going to pay taxes anymore because that's not going to solve anything. But what's going to happen? Like, we're not getting our money's worth. They're trying to privatize everything. So where is our money going? To Elon Musk's pockets?
Okay, Keisha.
That was me.
That was
Keisha.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure that Keisha, because but y'all are this big
Yeah.
on my screen.
I think I do think that Darlena had something to say.
Yeah, Darlena.
Yeah. In regards to this economy, it's a good thing that you have the sponsors that you have, because it's really, really depressing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm a professional woman, but I'm single. The amount of taxes, like she said, that we paying are astronomical. It's just me. And right now my refrigerator is empty because the amount it takes to buy groceries, I'm waiting till everything's gone before I have to go back to the store. It is more than depressing right now. The economy's gone to crap. I have a 403B and a 401k. I don't even dare take a look at it. My dreams of buying a house right now, I put that on hold. It's just not going to happen. Not right now. Because I'm going to have to find a second job. You know, it's just that bad for me. And I can imagine people who don't make as much as I do, what they're going through. You know, I try when I see people on the street, you know, people, homeless people, whatever, I try to give them something because I am in a better place. But what are they going to do? What are some of the other people who don't make as much? What are they going to do? This is hard.
Do you mind if I ask you a question? I see sewing machines there. I don't know if you do sewing or stitching or embroidery or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
All
What
of
do you
that.
do? You do all of
All
that.
of the above. All of
Is
the
it
above.
your own business? Are you at work now or this is what you do?
No, this is the business that I've been trying to get off the ground, but it's real hard. It's real difficult because the funding's not there. If I pay for all of the machines came out of my pocket, but just to get the business off the ground, it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive, especially with the tariffs and things going with trying to get stuff from overseas. It takes too long to even get it here. So, you know, I mean, yeah, this is what I'm hoping for, but right now it doesn't pay the bills.
Put up the thing that someone says, Don, you've had the have-nots on. I didn't get to read that whole comment. Don, the have and have-nots is a reality today full of delusional, selfish people. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to see the name that you have up there. Yeah, I think that's why people were so upset about that mission last week, because it sort of really was, many people felt it was tone deaf, and I wrote about it, when people are really suffering. No one is begrudging you for doing it, but own what it is. All right. Or read the room. Or as I said, read the planet. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm on here, I tell you, it feels like group therapy. And I'm so glad that we're in this community together, that we get to talk to each other. Does anybody look, last week was BetterHelp. Does I'm not going anywhere, stand by. Was BetterHelp. So I hope that you guys are speaking to someone, right? And so I had that sponsor for a reason, because I thought people needed help. And so when they came to me, I was like, yes, absolutely. Let's do it. We did it for 2 weeks, and then we'll maybe do it again, because I do think people need someone to talk to. Okay. May Money, I saw that you had your hand up, and then Jim.
Yes, honestly, I agree with that 100%, because I actually find that this sponsor is better for me with the Wix, because I'm trying to get my business off the ground, and it is exhausting. And so anyway, I wanted to
So you mean Spotify, right?
The Shopify, right?
I'm sorry. The Shopify. So if you go to Shopify again, but here's the interesting thing.
It's like
you get like what, $1 for the first. Just go and check it out and see what happens. Maybe they can help you, especially if you're going to get the discount, right?
I really need to get my website. So it's kind of funny that it popped up, because I've really been working on that right now. So cool, you know.
There's a method
so
to my
actually,
madness.
I'm down with that. That you just brought that up, but I wanted to say, like, when it comes to just like living experience, like how Darlena was talking and just explaining. I've noticed something that I also want to ask a question about, because I've been doing a lot of research on the millennial age group with the We the People Unite thing that we're working on, like the legends are working on right now. And I'm doing research on, millennial experience, and a lot of very interesting things have been coming up. And I was talking about how it's just like, it's almost like our focus isn't even on trying to get like live by themselves, like live by yourself, or like, it's really, the goal is to try to survive instead of like live. So when all these things come up about, like, during the election, there was a whole, there are two things that really interested me as like a younger person that Kamala Harris brought up, was the first time families, there's something about families where they get like a tax break or something. And then there was something about, like, if you're trying to buy a house and you're a certain age or something, that you would get a certain amount of money. I mean, there were things that were really interesting to me as someone my age. I'm not interested in no fucking Social Security and a 401k. I don't have any of that shit anyway. So like, what am I worried about that for? Like, there's nothing really kind of for people our age. I'm sorry, I'm not about to be able to buy no house. Like, this is my house. I live with my mom. This is my family home, and I'm staying the fuck right here. So, you know what I mean? But like, I mean, come on here. Like, there's nothing that pertains to our age group, and we're out here struggling, and we're over here talking about Medicare and Medicare. You have to be so old to do this and do that. Like, hello, we exist. So
yeah. Jim?
Oh boy. Well,
Yeah.
I think this whole thing with the inflation, and I do think it's in a planned recession really is kind of orchestrated, because I do think it's just getting closer to closer. Every step is bringing him closer to being able to enact martial law. And I really do think that's the main goal. I mean, I do think he wants to just clean up. He wants this country to look the way he wants it to look. Damned with the LGBTQ, damned with brown people, damned with Asian people, damned with anybody else. And again, I mean, I was shocked this weekend. I went into Whole Foods just to buy a little thing of fruit, and I'm not worried. I'm okay financially, and it was $48 for a little bowl of fruit, fresh cut fruit this big. It wasn't even like a big platter or anything. It was just fresh cut fruit at the local Whole Foods.
Where do you live, in Beverly Hills or something? What the hell?
No, I live in Virginia, and it's like, it was absolutely crazy. And, I would expect that. I'm from Connecticut. I expect that up in Connecticut. But here I was, and, it was the day before Easter, so I don't know if that played into it, but I was shocked. And then on the flip side, it's funny, our family therapist, who's in Connecticut, we've been Zooming with her for, God, forever. She's been with us for 15 years, and she lives in Westport, and she was down this weekend with her husband. And first time I saw her rattled by everything that's going on, like rattled to the point where like, we're going to leave the country. We're thinking about that at this point. And it was just, very liberal, very whatever. They're talking about, we're going to go buy a gun. We're going to get ready because they're scared. And it's like, to see that in real life, I mean, it's freaking scary, Money is one thing, but I don't know where we're going with this. And it's just, all of this is preventable. I mean, the one good thing he did do is prevent Kamala Harris from crashing the market like we'd never seen before. I mean, that's what he ran on.
Yeah, right.
She's gonna crash the market, that inflation's gone day one, the war's over in Ukraine day one, eggs are back to the normal day one. Well, his people have been told to sit patiently and wait, and that's what they're doing, because that's what they've been told to do. And they've invested too many years, almost a decade now, in supporting him. They're not going anywhere. They're not turning on him.
Well, everyone.
What do you think, John? I want to hear your opinion on it.
I'm going to tell you, it's it's really tough for me because I want to be able to. Okay, you want to say something?
I do. And it's not specifically on what we're talking about today, the economy and all that, but there's an insidiousness about what's happening right now that I can't put my finger on. There are a lot of talking points if you take everything one by one and you can dismantle it and talk about the incompetence of what he's doing. But there's an insidiousness about what he's doing if you take it all together. I took the time to read Project 2025. And it's very, very scary how they're going down the list and breaking it all down. And I've read several articles and a couple of books by people who have lived through the breaking downs of democracies and how authoritarian governments and dictators establish themselves. And this is exactly what they're doing. You have to break it down It's like an abused person. You isolate them, you break them down mentally, physically, and then you're the only one who can fix it. And once you're totally broken, then everyone's looking to you to fix it. I don't think it's any one thing in particular. I think it's the entirety of it. And it's very insidious.
Did you hear, Monique, I don't know if you heard on Friday, we had a Yanla on and she said something very similar to you, that you got to break it down. And that's what's happening right now. We're in the middle of like a reconstruction, she said, the turmoil that we have to go through in order to fix it. Thank you for sharing that. Naima, did you want to say something?
Yes, Don, I wanted to thank you for sounding an alarm on this for quite some time. And I felt as though like I kind of stepped into your shoes, so to speak, even though they're big shoes to fill, because I've been ringing the alarm about this with people I work with in the federal government. You know, just posing the what if he wins. You know, start preparing and planning for what your future is going to look like under this. If you remember what it was the last time he was elected for federal employees.
Mm-hmm.
And
people have short memories.
People accuse me of being an alarmist. They were creating fantasies about what it was the last time. And I'm like, no, it was not like that. I don't know if it was pandemic brain or whatever, but I swear to you, I had so many people calling me after Inauguration Day and those executive orders started flying. Like, how did you know? You know, is it through your connections on Capitol Hill? I was like, no, I'm a realist. I pay attention. I read. I listen to truth. I don't try to make excuses.
Can you turn this into a betting site, Don? We can all bet on everybody's opinion and see what comes in.
Right. I mean, it was crazy. I was like, you know, so many people lost money out of their thrift savings plan. I said to them, when on Inauguration Day, move your money to this. Because when he starts messing with the stock market, you're going to lose your retirement money. So many people were calling me crying, talking about they lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Now our agency has been decimated. People have been fired. People are being forced to retire. Our entire leadership in my agency is gone. I'm being forced to retire. My last day is May 9th. Now I got to try to figure out how to take care of my 10-year-old granddaughter, pay 2 mortgages. I got a house in California and a house in Maryland. And I had a 4-year plan where I would be in a good place in 4 years, be able to retire and be good. Now I got to make some serious moves.
Let me ask you this, if I can jump in. So when you hear, which I've been trying to explain, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to be a little hurt. Do you have time? Do you have time for?
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't have a little time. Nobody on here has a little bit of time. I don't even have a day. I got to make some real decisions and I got to do it within 3 weeks.
But you know what? It was all about, you know, who was playing in sports and those transgender athletes. That's what it was about.
Which is bullshit.
Of course it was bullshit. But like the fact was that they were throwing that out for fear. And when they're stealing, they're going to have this issue. And then they're legitimately stealing our money and breaking everything down. And that is what's so insane and so makes me livid, is that he told you what he was going to do. He's doing it. And their excuses were like, oh, he's not going to do that again. Or he's going to have guardrails like he did before. Why did anybody think that? I didn't think that. I was like you, Naima. I was telling people I moved my money a couple months ago because I was like, I don't trust him at all. And here we are. And there should be no surprise. And I do think he's breaking everything down for reasons to make us weaker. Absolutely.
But can
What
I
do you
say
think,
this?
Camille? Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go.
I was going to say this. Don, I follow Scott Galloway very closely, especially when it comes to me managing my money. And he said something very interesting on his podcast with Kara Swisher, which was he proposed Well, just think about it. Maybe he's being paid by China and Russia to do all of this.
That's right.
And we know he's transactional. We know that. We know that. So
Yeah.
He is absolutely a Russian asset. Like I don't know how anyone can doubt that he's a Russian asset. Like he cannot be further up their ass.
That's right.
And there was rumor that he and Elon were in the pockets of Russia.
Yep, I would agree.
Elon's is friends with both of them.
Well,
But to go
Jim,
back to your question though, Don, when he says just wait, right? It's gonna be tough and then it's going to get better. Again, we all know he's not talking about us.
That's right.
He's not talking to us.
He's talking to the rich people.
He's talking to his billion. He's talking to the rich people, and that's it. And I just keep holding on to what James Carville has said. And I don't follow him, but I've heard him say that this administration will self-destruct, and we see that. At what cost? Is what we always talk about too. I don't. It's going to be tough, and we know that. But
Dawn,
I
did you see
still,
it? Oh,
as
sorry.
an optimist, I do believe we will get through this. We will.
I agree. I think we'll get through it. That sounds like an optimist, but I don't see how things can't start going the other way and destruct with him.
Well, we could invest in ramen noodles. I don't know.
They wanted to own the libs, but they're screwing their people too. It's not just about us. It's everybody.
Yeah, but this is not what you voted for.
Through what is my question? What do we have to go through to
Crime
get for it
crime
to
is
turn
already
around?
going up.
That's what I'm worried about.
At
How
what-
far does
at
this have
what
to go
cost?
before it turns around?
At what
Crime
cost
is
will we
already
come back
going
to
up.
some type of normalcy?
They're
Well-
taking our taxes and crime's going up.
Yep.
Let me
Already.
answer Jim's question, because Jim asked me. He said, "What, Jim? Did you say what do I think you should do, or is that what you said? What was your question?"
No, I was just wondering what your opinion was on all of it.
Okay, so look, well, you know my opinion. I voted for everybody else. I said I wasn't selfish with my vote. I voted for a woman's right to choose to have autonomy over her body. I voted for democracy. I voted for the farmers not to have to face all these high tariffs. I voted for, the people who lived on the border with Canada and who get electricity from them, that they wouldn't be cut off. I voted for all of those things when I thought about who I was voting for, because quite honestly, there are people who say, if I can, quite frankly, I'm better under Trump. Now, I'm not saying that I'm better under Trump, but that's how people voted, right? And so they're banking on buying low and selling high right now. And those are the people who are gonna make it through. And the more I talk to people like you, the more I appreciate folks like you. And that's why I'm just letting you talk, because I think that we need group therapy. But as far as what I am going to do, and what I think is that we all have to be willing to sacrifice something. We all have to be willing to use our talents, whatever it is, to try to help each other out. And the way that I know how to do it is to offer people like you and others a platform to be able to talk about it and to get information. So it's tough for me to go out every day and say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to protest. Am I going to go to some protests? Sure. But this is what I do. I'm doing this through my work. And I hope that I am informing you, and I'm also giving you a place to vent and to learn about things and to give you a community, because I think people are isolated and they feel lonely. So in whatever way that I'm trying, that's what I'm trying to do right now. And so, look, I got to tell you, I was supposed to be at a friend's thing 30 minutes ago. I'm like, I'm just going to have to be late, because the conversation is so good and it's so amazing. I don't want to leave. I want to hear. I want you guys to be able to talk to each other. And I want to do more listening than talking.
My question, Don, was where do you think this is going to end? Where's the end game here? What's your opinion of the
I think it ends when Donald Trump realizes somehow that China's not going to move. So he's going to make some sort of deal with China, and he's going to pretend that it's a win, They're going to do something probably behind closed doors or something, but he's going to make it seem like a win because China doesn't really need us. I know people, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's, maybe a couple more weeks that we're going to have to deal with this. And then he's going to realize, like, if the market keeps going down, if prices keep going up, if people keep complaining, if the incompetent people around him keep embarrassing him, he's going to have to make a lot of changes. And so the one thing that he doesn't want the economy to tank. But I believe that his ego, that's part of his ego. So as long as the economy, as long as the stock market is part of his ego, then I believe at the end of the day, he won't let it go off of a cliff completely, because we've already gone off of a cliff. And so hopefully someone swoops in with a parachute right now to save us.
But he still wants our taxes to go to the wealthy.
But that is, I can't change that. That's what people voted for. And they're in there. Those taxes were supposed to expire in 2025, right? We were still under his taxes. When people were saying taxes are too high, it was like, well, these are Donald Trump's taxes. They were in effect from his last presidency till 2025.
No.
So I think it's honestly, oh my God, I don't want to say this. I don't think it's going to end well. And I think that, he's going to have to course correct in a few weeks, because we can't take much more of this. The Republicans, I believe, will start to speak out. I do believe that. After a while, they're going to go, okay, man, you got to do something. Because guess what?
Because
Rich people don't even like to lose their money.
Calling?
Yeah, that you were just saying the same thing. Go ahead.
I was just saying, don't you think their donors are going to be calling too?
Yeah. Yeah. If Nvidia keeps going down, if Meta keeps going down, if Tesla keeps going down, they're gonna say, whoa. Something's got to give. I love you guys. I have to go. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. Are you mad at me?
No.
Love you, Don. Boycott all these people. Bye. Run their podcast.
Thank you, Don.
Mad at you.
We have another.
Bye.
We've got another private stream on Thursday. You guys know that, right?
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, we do.
Good.
No, but it's for you guys and the Lemonheads. So you guys get to
right.
It's not like, I don't know if you'll get to be on the screen, but we do the private stream where we talk, where we have our real conversation, right? Not in public. This is kitchen table talk. We do that then. So guys, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. I'm glad I gave you a voice. I like to make sure that everybody has a voice here, that everybody gets to voice their opinion, because it's important to me that you're supporting this channel, but I also support you as well. So I love you guys. Thank you, legends. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Don.
And all the other folks out there, thank you so much.
Bye.
Amazing. Look at this. Look, we are family, guys. So look, thank you to our sponsor this week, Shopify, which we will be bringing our merchandise through very soon. As a matter of fact, I have an update email that I got to check when I'm off of here. So, make sure, please become a member. That's how we get to create and continue to grow this community. Become a member. Make sure you join. Also hit the subscribe button. Also hit that like button. Tell people about the community, and follow us on all of our different platforms. I really appreciate you guys being here for 10 a.m., 5 p.m., and all the other content that we put out here. It means the world to me. And I hope you guys learned something from the show. I hope you felt a sense of community, and I hope you didn't feel alone or isolated, because we're all in this, okay, together. So I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And make sure you see, I have something dropping at 8 o'clock tonight. You'll be redirected, I believe, to that after this if you leave it up. So I'll see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I really don't know what to say except what I say every single time when I leave you. I love you guys, and turn the TV off. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, Thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support.